Hey, Luke, who is your primary customer?
Good question. We're going to answer that right now. Welcome back to another episode of the Williford Brothers. We are your hosts, Luke and
Lee Williford.
Today we're going to be talking about who is your primary customer. What is a primary customer, Lee? What do you mean by primary customer?
Well, that's a good question. So when we think of the word primary, we think of first, foremost. Who is it that you are seeking to serve? Somebody has a need and they are literally paying you to meet that need. So in our industry, we think of someone who comes into our laundromat, has dirty laundry, and they want to leave with clean laundry. And we have come to name that person Angela. So Angela is our primary customer. It's taken us a few years to try to figure out who exactly kind of embodies our primary customer, the person that we seek to serve above all others, above the staff members that we are privileged to be members of their team, of our team, and of ourselves. And that person is who we make decisions around. So when we think of primary customer, we think Angela. Angela is a minority single mother who has dirty laundry, typically from herself, maybe someone living in her house. It could be her children and any other family members. And so we want to structure our laundromats to make sure that we are meeting her needs at a level of excellence that far exceeds her expectation. So our primary customer is Angela, and it's extremely important to know who that person is, to visualize who they are, so that you can make good business decisions, especially when it comes to changes, to make sure that you do not do anything that will cause harm to your primary customer.
Absolutely. So aren't all customers primary?
Yeah, so we are thankful for every single customer that comes into our laundromats, just like I'm sure you, if you've got a business, are thankful for all of your customers. But there has to be someone that you seek to serve above everyone else, and that's where that primary word comes in. That adjective primary means, okay, what are we willing to trade off to make sure that we serve our primary customer better than we serve maybe someone who comes in twice a year to do their comforters every time spring rolls around and every time the fall wraps up. We want to make sure that we are not making the laundry experience easier for that person rather than our primary customer. There are definitely things that we can do that appease both. We can offer high capacity washers because our customer Angela most likely comes in every other week. She's got 3 to 4 people living in her household, and so that's a lot of laundry. So we want to make sure that we have washers that can accommodate 4 people's laundry over 2 weeks. So that's a lot of capacity. That also helps, John, who comes in twice a year to do his family's comforters, and there you go. We've served 2 different types of customers, but we have not made any trade-offs that would be to the detriment of Angela, who is our primary customer.
Boom. So all decisions we make, I've been interviewing Lee for the first few minutes, which was great. All decisions we make, we try to keep that person in mind.
Yes.
As we want to serve all of our customers, we know that we have to focus on serving one and make sure no decisions. I think one of the decisions is removing top loaders years ago to make space for Angela, if you will, and that's just a name we've given a person, and that's typically, like Lee said, a mother's got multiple children. She's doing laundry, and time is of the essence for her. Space is of the essence because her kids are with her. She
probably has somebody with her. That's right.
So that's why we put a lot of learn, play, read centers, kids things,
free Wi-Fi so they can play on their iPads.
Wi-Fi, snacks so she can entertain her kids, fill them up because kids are always hungry. At least mine are.
Yes.
But that's one we made that decision to serve them better. That's why we put multiple locations in a small geography. So if she's got one kid that's in school over here or over there, there's a wash house close by.
Yeah, that's one thing that we've learned about our payment system. It's universal amongst all of our locations. And so let's take a city like Raleigh, where we have 7 or 8 laundromats within about a 10-mile radius, and we see people use multiple locations.
All of them. Some customers have used
been to all of. I think just to try us out, and make sure that we're staying consistent across the board.
They follow the double your money. So if we open a location, they will. If we run a promotion, they'll drive miles and miles to get to that.
Definitely, but you're right. So that customer will go from laundromat A to laundromat B to laundromat C, all across. Because it is consistent, because we've created a brand that primary customer has come to trust, and that's really important. And the more dense of an area that you're in, the more able you are to offer multiple locations with your same brand, build brand awareness and trust, and then that primary customer will use many of those locations. And that's one thing that we've been able to capitalize to create value for both ourselves in the business and for our customers, because no matter where they are in, let's say, Raleigh, they're not too far away from the wash house.
Absolutely. So our primary customer is one of the reasons we also made the decision to be self-service only, to not do wash, dry, fold, to not do pickup and delivery, because whether we believe it or not, it is a detriment to Angela, our primary customer, if all the machines are filled up when she goes with wash, dry, fold customers, or if all the aisles in the store, she has no room to do her laundry herself, and they're filled up with bags. Although that's awesome that bags are there.
Increases turns per day.
You've got all these bags. I see photos on the forums of all this wash, dry, fold, and pickup and delivery. But we made that decision because our primary customer is the self-service customer who comes in, it spends $80 a month with us and is with us every month.
And 12 months a year.
Yep. So that's the person that we build our business around, who, when we make decisions, we try to keep that person in mind. Always try to keep your customer's vantage point.
Yes. Definitely. And again, I'd used that word earlier, but trade-off. That was just a trade-off that we decided to make, that the primary customer for self-service laundromats is not the same as the primary customer for a wash, dry, fold, or a pickup and delivery. Those can be two different things, or they can be one and the same. You can offer wash, dry, fold to people who live in your area and just drop off their belongings, or you can offer a pickup and delivery that services a larger geographic area, and you're probably dealing with higher income folks. So again, your primary customers look a lot different. I think a lot about the difference between Walmart and Target. I love them both. I shop more often at Walmart because I'm cheap. But I also like to go to Target and look at all the pretty stuff that all the folks here in the suburbs really like to go and buy. But the difference I learned is that Walmart here does not carry Nespresso pods, but Target does. And that's a trade-off I think that they're willing to make, is that, the primary customer at Walmart probably doesn't have an espresso machine. But at Target, they're much more likely to. So it's important to remember that making those decisions, you have to make trade-offs. It has to be a conscious decision, because what that does is that frees up resources, your time, your mental capacity, and money, so that you can focus on serving your primary customer really well, increasing profitability, and hopefully opening your second or third laundromat.
Two quick things. Very good. I feel like some of the viewers or listeners right now are getting punched in the ribs hearing the wash, dry, fold, pickup, and delivery thing. And if you want to hear more about that, we did an episode just a few episodes back on why we've chosen not to do wash, dry, fold, and whether you should. So we asked a question, and it's not you don't have to close up shop on your wash, dry, fold.
Yeah.
But comparing some of those national chains, Walmart and Target you talk about, and I am afraid that my wife is Amazon's primary customer. Has to be.
They've got her name written on a wall. They want to sell to Morgan.
You may be listening and say, that's my wife too, but Amazon has done a good job in target marketing, I guess, or just marketing as a whole.
They've done it. Their job was, where they've capitalized, is making it so easy to buy something.
Yep.
I mean, we talked about it before, that the less work you can create for your customer, the more money they're going to spend, the more loyal they're going to be, because at the end of the day, you're going to get the same product, but you'll probably get it in less than 2 days at Amazon, and for about the same, because you're not having to pay for shipping. So,
and that kind of goes counteractive against not doing pickup and delivery for us. We should, if we wanted to be the Amazon of laundry, and if you're watching and you want to be that, that's by all means, go be that.
Yes, there's a need out there, and so there has to be a supply. There's demand. So
my advice would be in big cities and know that you're not going to scale to multiple units swiftly, because it has to have an owner operator there. It has to have a manager. It takes a lot of staff to run that successfully. But a lot of people, some of our friends watching, do that successfully.
Very successful.
But I think you've taught me over the years a lot about our primary customer, and in some of our marketing, we've realized that we also have I guess you would say, a secondary customer, and that a lot of those are males, working men.
That's right,
working men.
Yeah. So we love a rainy Monday. Yeah, because those are the days, or a Monday holiday. Yeah. Those are the days those guys come in and fill up a lot of the smaller machines, but for sure they're there.
Yep. Buses in the summer, they'll come when they're flooded out of the farms and they can't work. They'll come on buses and they'll load up as many machines as they can. And a lot of times the guys will actually pair up. If all the small machines, they'll pair up and split the bill for a larger machine just so they can get them in there. Because for them, time is money. And our niche has always been get them in and out in an hour, no matter the size load. And I think that's where we've been able to get a new clientele, if you will, in people who maybe have a washer and dryer, but they just want to go get it done, and they come and they see free Wi-Fi, and there's tile floors nicer than
that's like Angela, who is our primary customer. She may have a washer and dryer at home, or even a washer and dryer hookup, but because we've made it so easy for her to come in, do 2 weeks worth of laundry in no time, she decides, well, I'd just rather go to the wash house. We hear people say that all the time, how, I've got my own washer, I've got my own dryer, or both, but I just like coming here because I can do it so fast. Absolutely. My wife even says that.
And now it's all verified, because they could actually send their nanny. A lot of people are sending people who work with them, homemakers or whatever. Or
give them a card.
Give them a card and go. Give them a credit card. They can bring the card back, and we've got all that traceable, which helps out a lot.
Yes.
In the past, with the coin store, you give the nanny or someone working for a wealthy family, you say, go do all our laundry at the laundromat, and you give them $100 bill, and they use $40 to do the laundry, and $60 they pocket and say it took all the $100. Yep. Those simple things. Yeah. So it's all, but cool.
Well, what are some of your favorite memories of customers that you've interacted with over the last decade?
Wow, the lady putting cabbage in the washer to wash
her collard greens.
Collard greens. Yeah, collards. That's right.
Yep. She wanted to. She grew them. She wanted to wash them, and she thought, "Well, I bet I could do it at the laundromat."
Man, but that's a great question. A lot of people come in from different. You don't even think about where laundry comes from, but there's bed linens from hotels that you wouldn't believe how many there are. Yep. And then and they don't bat an eye at spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars, because they've got so many beds, and it's just a relative expense for them.
It's built into their expenses.
Bed linens, dog beds, and horse farms come to us, and we let them use it. We don't have a sign that says no horse blankets. We have a sign that says yes, and we try to be a yes company. Yes. That's right. You have laundry, you want to bring it. People call us all the time to do full service, and we talk them in. We're trained to talk them into, hey, come in and do it yourself, but we're going to make it so great and so fast that you're going to feel like it was done for you. And our staff's good at that. People come in to drop off, wash, dry, fold for the first time, and we've got them trained to say, it will only take an hour in and out, and they end up staying. They love it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this was."
They
nothing.
make a friend, or make a friend with the attendant,
or can I leave
manager?
for 20 minutes? Absolutely. Drop it off. We'll get it started in the wash with you. Show you how it works. Register a card. You're going to save a lot of money because you were going to spend 40. Now you're going to spend like 15, and that's really worked for us really well. Yeah. And the reason we scaled, if we had 30 plus laundries, full service pickup and delivery, we definitely wouldn't be shooting this podcast right now.
Yeah. We'd be on the phone.
We'd be managing the managers.
Managers. Yeah. So one of the funniest customers, because it was not our primary customer stories that I can think of, is we have a laundromat in Elizabeth City, which is pretty close to the Outer Banks of North Carolina. And we have 2 stores there. One summer, one of the major linen cleaning companies had a washing machine, one of their big high capacity tunnel washers, to go down. And we agreed that we would close one of our stores for about 2 weeks. It was maybe 2 to 3 weeks, so that they could come in and process all of their laundry. So it was a trade-off. It was an inconvenience to our customers there, but they went to our new store and we closed it down so that they could operate. And we gave them, that store was on coin then. We gave them $1,000 worth of quarters, and within a week, the staff members there had stolen the $1,000. They could not figure out why they didn't have any more money to give to the machines to pay for their laundry, because all of the quarters had walked out of the door.
Yeah, I think we were giving them like $2,000 a day, and then we'd collect the store, and it would only be $1,500. So 500 would walk, and then
after a week, it was about $150 a day. Just boop 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 boop. Somebody was leaving with some quarters in their pocket.
And that, my friends, is why we created Freedom Box. Yes. And why you should not use coins in your laundromat.
Yes.
Dollar coin, token, any of it is just terrible.
And that's another one of those things. I think a lot of people in our industry picture Angela, our primary customer, who's very likely your primary customer. They think, okay, well, she doesn't want to use a card. The technology's too advanced. She doesn't want to put her name and telephone number in there because she's afraid that, somebody's going to use her number poorly. Well, we've created a brand that people trust, and we've learned that our primary customers are very knowledgeable. They're also pretty tech savvy too. So do not underestimate the capacity and capabilities of your primary customer. They will adopt a card system very easily, especially if you add some value to it, because that's what they're looking for. They are looking to stretch a dollar. The more value you can add to that dollar, the better they will trust your brand, the more they'll trust your brand, and the more often they'll come and use you. And we've seen that over and over and over and over again.
I think of the guy we ran into the other day in Spring Lake. He's like, everything's automated now. I love it. Technology, you're adding technology into the laundromat. I love it. That shows you care about me. That shows you don't think I'm dumb.
Yeah.
That shows that this is a legitimate business.
Yes.
And we don't even sell a card system, y'all. So I don't know. We're not trying to sell on anything.
Nope. But do your research. Yeah. Buy one. I mean, sometimes people are like, oh, I want to keep coin, but I want to also offer this. And that's a hybrid. And I always think of the Ferrari being pulled by the donkey. That's also called a hybrid, but you still have the worst of both worlds.
Yeah. Go card, go all card.
All card.
And that is a loyalty card system where,
closed loop.
Yep. No payment on the machine. Thank us later. Send us a gift card.
Pass it along. Pay it
share this video. But really, it'll change your life. I mean, it'll change your life. We have systems in place that we can share that really have changed our lives from an operational standpoint, and changed the lives of our staff. We've got one coin store now that we acquired a few weeks ago, and our regional manager in that area is like, hey, when are you changing it? When are we putting, because it's driving him crazy. He never experienced operating 20 plus stores on coin like we did. Yeah. So we're like, it's just one store, man. We'll get it converted in the next few weeks. We're going to add some dryers there. So we've got to install those before we convert it. And he's like, oh, you got to get it done. But he
Good incentive.
And he has no bias. He's just from his experience. He's seen that and that's one of our staff.
Yes,
I think that's the big lie that a lot of people watching are going to try to tell me and you, who serve thousands and thousands and thousands of customers a week, every week. Mm-hmm. They try to say, "Well, my customers wouldn't like it." Yeah. Well, that's just a lie.
And that's probably rooted in two different things. The owner is afraid.
Oh yeah,
you got to get over your fear, and the other is they don't understand their primary customer. The more you know your primary customer, and I don't mean 3 people who are cynical and skeptical because they all share the same brain as you. What I'm talking about is get in there and talk to your customers. If you have a Dollar General on every corner in your town, go to the Dollar General and see what people are paying with. Yeah, they're paying with cards there also.
Yeah.
Because technology's come a long way, and your primary customer in 6 months will thank you. And if that person comes in and spends $20 a week, that's 80 quarters that they have had to fumble with. They will never have to worry about that again.
Yep.
That you have to collect and in turn put back in your change machine, rinse and repeat.
Not to mention the loyalty it creates. Not to mention the safety it creates, because it cuts down your cash collection and cash on hand in the store. Yeah. The liability that's there by half. We're running probably 45% credit card right now.
That's right.
In our stores. And just from a criminal standpoint, they don't even see a terminal. We call it a value transfer station, value add center. They don't even see that as a money machine. Your change machine, that thing is prime target for other businesses to get quarters, and prime target for when criminals get out around the holidays. They're coming there with a Sawzall grinder. Yeah. We've seen it. There's so many reasons. Coin shortage, just so many reasons. But
the biggest is your customer will be extremely grateful.
Yep.
They will benefit from it. Long run. It will make the work that they have to do that goes into doing their laundry on a weekly, bi-weekly basis so much easier.
Absolutely.
And that's what it's all about.
Boom.
That's what it's all about.
I think that's where we end this episode. Man, this was great. Who is your primary customer? You've got to decide that for yourself. We've shared a bit about who our primary customer is. We've been very transparent in doing that, open and honest. Think about who your primary customer is. If you're watching this on YouTube or listening, put it in the comments who your primary customer is. Maybe give them a name just for sake.
Mm-hmm. And it's more meaningful that way.
Absolutely. And make sure that you make decisions in your business that are not a detriment but a benefit to your primary customer.
Yes. And don't be your primary customer.
Yes.
Yes. We've said that many times before, but allow the person who brings their dirty laundry and money into your laundromat to be your primary customer. Don't own a laundromat just so that you can put some cash in your pocket. That's not the point.
Love it. And for this podcast, the Williford Brothers, our primary customer is you, potential and existing laundromat owners.
That's right.
And investors. We could talk about a slew of different things. We do talk about some leadership, but right now our focus is to serve you. So we're making all decisions to serve you guys. If you're looking to get into this business, there's so much information out there with just cash raining down, and we've got the cash. We could rain it down, and that may get us more views, but we're actually wanting to help real people get into a real business profitably, and avoid the pitfalls that many...
Don't pay the stupid tax.
Yep, do not pay the stupid tax. Find out who your primary customer is and join us on our next episode. Go back and watch all our episodes if this is the first one you're watching. We're grateful that you're listening in, and thanks so much. God bless you guys, and this is it for today.
Yep, see you next time.
Yee.